Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining a non-techies guide to making video for your business. I'm going to be letting everybody in. We are recording, so if you're happy with that, great. If you're not, please turn your screen off just in case. Um, Oh, I'm so excited. We've got, I think, 70 people registered for today. It's amazing. So, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Emma Goode. I'm the founder of digital marketing agency 24 Fingers. We're based in Essex, but actually, we serve people around the world now from Colombia through to Chelmsford, which I'm super proud about. I'm joined today by Jeremy Mason, who's a video production expert. I'm going to be showing more about Jeremy shortly. Today's session is going to be really practical, really interactive. I know video can be something that puts the fear of God into people. So, what I personally want people to leave with today with a feeling that actually, yeah, I can do video. I can do video. I can go on TikTok. I can do YouTube. I can display my expertise, my brilliance in moving format. So, we've got a lot to pack in today. Jeremy is going to be sharing what kit to buy, and trust me, it doesn't need to be expensive, and you do not need to be Steven Spielberg. You don't need to be David Bailey. You don't need to be Spielberg. You don't need to have a degree in like video production. All of this is genuinely at our fingertips, and I invite questions in throughout in chat, and we've got about 10 to 15 minutes at the end for you to ask specific questions about your business to Jeremy as well. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to the man himself, Jeremy Mason. He is a video production expert of 26 years. He is a freelance video editor and producer. He has worked for things like BBC, ITV, Netflix, and there's going to be loads more that I don't know about. But most importantly, Jeremy is also a small business owner. So Jeremy is just like us, trying to juggle the day job, the in your business, on your business, with a finite amount of resource in terms of team, budget. So he knows what it's like to want to create brilliant content, but be juggling all the practicalities of life and life as a small business owner. Most importantly, as well, Jeremy knows and because he does Britain's Got Talent as well. So that's a claim to fame. I'm
That's
gonna.
it. That's it. That is the presentation. See you later, guys.
He knows and Deck. So I'm going to start talking now. All of this will be sent to you as recording, so you will get all the detail. So sit back, relax. I have to say this. I'm sorry. For people of a certain age, you'll get it. I have to say, Rum VT, Errol. Over to you, Jeremy.
Wow, that is a proper throwback, Emma. That's amazing. Listen,
Okay.
guys, I really appreciate you being here and investing your time, in basically, hopefully dispelling some of the kind of myths around video. And I want you guys to leave empowered and knowing that you can do this. It is not rocket science, this. And there's never been a better time in terms of the technology that exists to create your own video. I mean, so as Emma was saying, I've been knocking around this whole sort of video slash TV world for over a quarter of a century. When I say it like that, it sounds frightening, actually. But and also as a business owner of sort of 18 plus years as well. Um, I understand that we are wearers of many hats as small business owners. I also know because I have been, knocking around in the sort of small business owning circles for so long that every single business owner, every single one of you has got skills, experience, insights, knowledge that needs to be shared with the world. And also, not only that, there is an audience for for your knowledge. And I think a lot of the time, I've been doing this sort of video coaching thing for sort of 3 to 4 years now, helping business owners create their own video content. And one of the things that a lot of the time people come back with is, yeah, but no one's going to want to hear what I've got to say. And that is such nonsense. No, I mean, I'm being harsh. Forgive me, I am quite direct. But honestly, if you are passionate about what you're doing, and you love the results of what it delivers and all the rest of it, there will be an audience for you. And it's the video bit is it's like the means to an end. Use video to get yourself in front of people and also use it as a filter as well. It's a great filter because you're starting to build rapport and know, like, and trust, which are the three, we'll come on to this in a sec, but three kind of key elements of any digital marketing. If people know you, like you, and trust you, they will buy from you eventually. You know, some people will be sold on you kind of really early on. And so it'll be sort of almost like pushing at an open door. Great, if that's the case. Some people, though, you know, they'll need to be in your orbit for a while and kind of get to know you. And again, video is a great way. You know, I mean, obviously, email marketing is fantastic, doing blog posts is fantastic, but to demonstrate the value that you bring to the party, that's the whole point. But video does a lot of that legwork for you because just by being on video and sharing who you are, your authentic self, that's a key thing as well, authenticity. And like Emma was saying, it's not about you doing a Spielberg thing. This is about, you know, raw is fine, working on your phone is fine, because actually it's all about the content that you're sharing. And that's what I'm saying. It's about the expertise that you've got. It's unlocking what's in here that you do, and how you can help people and getting that out there in a you know, in a really efficient way, which is what video does for you. In the chat, just do let me know as we go through questions, that kind of thing. Any aha moments as well is fantastic. And actually, let's kick it off by just let me know in the chat your kind of line of business, what you do, and where you're based in the country, just to get that chat kind of thing going a little bit. That would be fantastic. And I will crack on with this, and we're going to talk about why video matters for small businesses. There is some incredible stat. This, by the way, is not death by stats. It's just this bit is just to kind of illustrate the fact of the impact that video can have. Excellent. Podcast editor in Asia, fantastic. Marketing strategy consultancy, remote work, freelancer, great. Luxury dog grooming products and based in York, excellent. I love Yorkshire tea, it's ace. Jenny Duff, hello Jenny. Table mats and coasters in
Hello, Jenny.
Kent. Oh,
Mhm.
lovely. I could do with a retreat, I think. Um, anyway, so online video consumption has grown exponentially, and it frankly kicked off with the pandemic. People suddenly in their houses, what they were doing was being online, and 82% of internet traffic is now from video. In the UK, 60% of people every single day are watching videos online, and that is going up and up and up. And then look at the one in the US, 85% of the internet users in the US. And this is the beauty of video as well, is the fact that it's like Emma was saying with her business, it allows you to scale, and it allows you to, if you want to, reach markets globally. Now, for some of you, it's probably neither here nor there, but if you are in the knowledge business or the sort of, you know, service business, and you can do what you do all over the place, that is huge. I mean, and video is a great way of reaching people. 87% of marketers link video to direct sales impact. These are all very latest stats that I was able to get. 90% of marketers say video helps generate leads. Well, that's great. New people coming into our business. Fantastic. Thank you very much. 92% of people report positive ROI from video. Awesome. This is a big one for me, right? 93% of consumers find video helpful. You know, I don't know, when we're talking about marketing, my go-to as a small business owner is to immediately, and it's a mindset thing, I think, probably, is to think immediately, oh, I need new customers in all the time. I get to new people, new people, new people. But actually, never forget the people that you have in your ecosystem, your wonderful community of people that have worked with you before. And don't forget about those guys, and don't forget about creating video content that keeps them engaged, because it's so much easier to market to people who already know you, because they already know you, like you, and trust you. You've already demonstrated your value to them before. So it's a lot easier. They're a lot in, you know, if I could term it like this, they're a lot low hanging fruit. So don't forget your people that have worked with you before. In fact, you know, in terms of outreach and all of that kind of stuff, marketing wise, I would almost start there, because you go, right, I've worked with these people before. Some of them might want to work with me again, or they might want to recommend people. So, you know, again, if you are in a position, this happens a lot, where people are trying to realign, they're working with clients maybe that are not as aligned with them as perhaps they'd want to be. They might be a bit of a pain in the bum. um, that's fine. But then what you need to do is go, right, what are the clients? Who are the clients I love working with? How can I get more of those people? And so ask people that you love working with, do you know anyone? Because chances are they will know like-minded people. But anyway, it's the point with all this is, yes, it's about getting new people into your world, totally and utterly. But also never forget the people who are in your world as well. And don't let them just kind of go off the boil. And again, video is a great way of keeping people feeling like they're part of your community. And that's community is so important nowadays. What we need to be getting to as business owners is a group of people, a group of potential customers, audience who love what we do and are become cheerleaders for what we do. Okay. And that comes into the whole bit about understanding why we do what we do. And a key component of standing out in the crowd in terms of video content, well, content generally, because there is so much noise out there. And the key thing is, like I said before, authenticity is massive, and you've got to understand why it is you do what you do, because that's what marks you out. Because there might be 5, 6, 10 different accountants that you're competing with in your area, but if you are the one that people see and resonate with because you're real, because you are telling people what you believe in and why you do what you do, then if people connect with you on a deeper level, then you're the one they're going to want to phone up and go, I want to work with you because you're basically a human. You're not hiding behind an anonymous website, and you're not speaking in a corporate weird language that we think we need to use when actually we don't. Anyway, 90%, 91% of businesses now use video for marketing. Okay. So it's a slight FOMO-y thing. I don't want to panic you, but all I want to say is, please, if the only thing you do off the back of this is seriously consider how your digital footprint, right? What are you doing in terms of digital marketing? Yeah, sure, video, but actually look at your whole thing. What are you do? How are you appearing online, right? And what can you do more of within the time you've got available? And what would be the sort of what would deliver the most ROI for you? This is the thing as well that some people, this is a lot of mistake or whatever, but it, you know, sometimes you think you need to do all these things. Actually, really, what it is finding the thing that you love doing. And channels, like some people love Instagram. Brilliant, great. If your audience is there, by the way, great. Absolutely go to town on Instagram, amazing. Some people I love doing webinars. It's a format that works for me. So other people would hate the idea of doing a webinar. So don't make yourself do something if it's not going to fundamentally, if it's not in your zone of genius. Now, that's not to say don't push yourself. That's not to say make yourself slightly uncomfortable, because that's where the growth happens, I reckon. Is if you're slightly, if you're coasting, it's not good. It's not a good sign, I don't think. But if you're if you're in abject terror about I've got to do a webinar, I've got to do some public speaking, whatever, probably then there might be other things you can do to get your authentic self out there. So it's not a case you have to do all of these things. It's about, and again, it's, everything's a journey, right? We're all kind of muddling along, doing our thing, and we'll be great at some stuff and we'll be less good at other things, but find your thing and then just double down on that is what I would say. And that goes for videos as well.
Jeremy, you made an interesting
Mm.
point there about measuring your online presence. And if anybody is interested in understanding what their online presence looks like today and how you could get it further, bigger, greater by the end of the year, do pop your details into chat or drop a yes into chat, and I can reach out to give you that stat. Because if we don't know where we are, it's really hard to measure it, and it's really hard to understand how we're progressing as well, and what impact our marketing is having on our business. So pop a yes into chat if that sounds like something that you'd want to look at this year.
Oh, and there's two things I'd say off the back of that, Emma, as well. Is one, and I remember because we've known each other for a while, and when I was like, oh, do I really want to know, like the state of but sometimes you need to hear, like, if you know that it's probably not amazing, do it. And also because what you measure gets improved. And this is the thing when it comes to all sorts of marketing. Ultimately, like so with video, right? In TV land, before the ratings, it was, I mean, it still is. It's a very analog way of doing it. They give set-top boxes to a few thousand typical households in the UK. That's how ITV Channel 4 and the terrestrial broadcasters work out and have the viewing figures. Netflix know exactly, Amazon know exactly what you're watching, and they've all based on algorithms. That's why they recommend stuff to you. So this is the point. You need to get the best possible data you can because then you can improve what you're doing. You can see where your blind spots are, and you can address those. So it's definitely something, even though, like I mean, it is something I need to be doing, Emma, and I would be lying if I said, "Oh, it's all going to be amazing," because I know that if I did it, they'll be like, "Hang on a second, your website's not great. You could be doing this, that, and the other." And sometimes it is slightly uncomfortable, but again, it's that thing of if you're slightly uncomfortable, that's where ultimately the good stuff happens off the back of it. If you are sitting there in your metaphorical sofa or armchair going, "Oh, life is sweet," then probably something's gonna, you're not doing enough, I would say. Anyway, back to
Thanks.
the but it's definitely something you need to be doing, and you also do it on a like. I mean, you'll know more than I do, Emma, but for me, it's like if you're creating content like video and stuff, I would do a video. I'd do an audit of what's landing and what isn't on a regular basis, like maybe every couple of months, 3 months, whatever, but make it part of your process. This is the other thing that it's taken me so long to realize this. And I can't believe that I've been such an idiot, but it's all about processes and systematizing stuff, right? Rather than go, oh, I need to make a video now and making a video. Um, you need to have systems in place and frameworks in place so that you can just do it almost not with your eyes shut, but you know what I mean? It's you know, in terms of video, planning stuff up front, making sure you've got time blocked out in your diary for the research bit, for the writing and the scripting, or however you're going to do that, whether it's bullet points or whether it's actually scripting. Then you need to make sure you've got time in the diary blocked out for filming stuff. And then you can do it's all called batch producing. You just need to do things in batches because then you can get on, in a couple of days, 2 or 3 days every month, you can create all of your video content that you need. But the point is, don't just leave it. I mean, sure, if you want to grab your phone and do something on the spur of the moment, that's fine. That can be like the icing on the video cake. But don't make that your kind of core way of doing it because it needs to be more considered than that. And you need to think about things like series, think in series. Get people to go from one video to the next video to the next video. How are you going to do that if you're just doing a video today and then you do another video Thursday? You can't remember what you talked about, last Tuesday. So you've got to make sure that you're being as efficient as you can be with things like content creation. Anyway, social media algorithms, favorite video content. Again, Emma's the expert in this, but if you start, we actually an example being the reason you guys are here. We created some video content. Emma's been all over LinkedIn. We've been quite active and stuff, and it's a marked difference. If we'd have been quite quiet and just done text posts about it, we wouldn't have garnered the enthusiasm and certainly wouldn't have got the traction we got, even in the sort of maybe 5, 6, 7 days that we've been, smashing it out there. So it's definitely worth doing. 80% of people prefer watching videos over reading text. It's a really easy way for people to consume stuff, information. Um, it's a very smooth process. And so if people preferred reading copy, do that. But people prefer consuming video because it's easier, because it's auditory and visual. So it sticks in the retention of video. It's been proven to be way better than copy. By the way, I'm not dissing copy. I love copywriting. I think it's an amazing art. You definitely need to be doing blogs and all of that stuff. But the key is here, again, create a video, strip out the audio, the sound. That is a podcast. Ta-da! Out of that, bit of video. And then also get a transcription, Otter AI, or I use a thing called Descript, which we'll talk about later. It transcribes it. There are transcript, obviously, get it transcribed, And then that can be the basis of your blog posts and your social posts. So it's all about working in a smarter way, leveraging all these amazing tools and techniques so that you're not stopped from actually doing what you're here to do, which is grow your business, serve your customers, and all that good stuff. Like I say, retention big, 95% of a message when they watch it in a video as opposed to text. They just prefer it. So why are we trying to do stuff that they're not liking? Be led by the market is my point. Don't decide. It's not about me going, I want to do a video about dogs because I like dogs. No, I need to be going onto Google and doing some research as to what are people actually typing in and be led by them creating content that they are going to want and understanding and going into the kind of psychographics of what people are, where people are, what problems are they having, how can I help them solve them, and also never forget about talking in the language of your audience. Don't talk in industry language and jargon. As business owners, we're way too close often to our products, our services, and all that. And we will talk within us, to ourselves and to our teams in a language that isn't the language of our market. So make sure you're talking to your audience in a language that makes sense to them. They may not even, sort of talk about the problems they have in the way that you would define them because you're the expert, right? It's a bit like a doctor say, you'll go to the doctor going, I've got to feel a bit like this and I've got a bit like that, and they'll go, oh, it's so and so itis, but that you didn't know that term. That's not how. So it's the same thing. You need to be thinking about, the symptoms almost. How are they terming? How are they talking about the problems that they've got, and also how are they talking about where they want to get to, as well. It's about the before and the after, and then the gap between that, the bridge, is what we do as business owners. That's we're taking people from place A, place of not knowing, so in video terms, it might be, I'm not getting as many customers. I feel like I'm being drowned out online. I'm finding it really hard to get any traction. I'm posting all this stuff on socials. Nothing's really happening for me, and then where you want to get to is you want to get to an engaged audience, a community of people around your business who are cheerleaders for what you do. How do you get from there to there? And that's where businesses like ours can help. Anyway, 3 keys. This is absolutely smash. You've got to build know, like, and trust with every single thing you do with online marketing, whether it's video, blogs, whatever. It's all got to be building. No, people are going to know you. They've got to like you and you've got to trust you. By the way, let's talk about the likey bit quickly. It doesn't matter, obviously, within reason. You don't want to be sweary, rude person, but if people don't like you, that's fine because you're not going to be everyone's cup of tea. And that's where I was saying earlier on, video is a fantastic filter because you will get rid of tire kickers, people who may, you know, be, oh, I might want your services, but I'm not sure. And they tag, what I mean? We've all been there. People who constantly use up our time. Our time's a finite resource, which we won't get back. So isn't it better that we're talking to people who are genuinely interested in how we can help them, rather than people who are never frankly going to buy from us. So don't be afraid to repel people, and that's again, one way of doing that is to know what you stand for and what you stand against as a business owner. And don't be afraid to articulate that. Don't be afraid to say, listen, so for me, one of my bugbears is all these influencer type characters, and there were loads of them. I was working last night doing Cirque du Soleil premiere, and you've got all of these influencers, flouncing around doing all their thing. Some of them are fine, but all the people who are trying to flog courses, who are draping themselves over Lamborghinis, the characters. I went from
Come to
zero to
Brentwood High Street, Jeremy, on a Friday night. That's where them
honestly,
are.
Emma, it was unreal last night. And you're like, what on earth are you doing? And it'll be them trying to sell something or whatever, but it's not authentic in the slightest. And I don't like it because it may be because I'm not a digital native, probably because I'm a bit too old, probably. I just don't understand it. But fundamentally, that's cool because they're never going to be my clients because I don't really it's they're not aligned with who I am or what I'm about, you know? So don't
Yeah.
be afraid. The point is, don't be afraid to articulate what you believe. And sure, some people will, that will repel some people, but that's fine because, again, what you don't want to be is desperate. And I get it, right? Sometimes in business, you can be in a bit of a spot, and you might need some more cash, and you might need it now or whatever. But please, 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 do not get into the position of trying to. Don't let the desperation be the motivator to create content because it comes across. And there's people can smell that desperation, and it's not, and it's a tough one. But just be aware of that. And also the other thing to say with all this kind of content marketing is it is a long game. We've got to be setting ourselves up for success over the long term, right? Um, it is all ultimately all about, business is all about, and I'm sure you know this because you're all experienced business owners, it's all about the people. And this, I love this quote. You don't build a business, you build people, and then those people build the business. We are with video, with content marketing, it's all about fostering and building relationships with people, and that takes time. And that's why you need to be consistent and set yourself up for success. Make sure you're blocking out time, but you're not doing it to the exclusion of running your business. You've got every single business is different as well. So your workflow and how you do it will be totally different to how someone else will do it. And it's dependent on what you want the end result to be. What do you want the goals to be at the end of the day for your business? Why are you making the videos in the first place? You need to understand that. Right, let's smash a few myths, right? Making video is
Jeremy,
expensive.
Jeremy, I just
Yes.
need to touch on something that you mentioned there about personality types and being authentic. In
Mm.
experience, I've trained over 1,300 solo entrepreneurs since the pandemic. One of the biggest hesitations about video is imposter syndrome and not feeling that they can be on camera. So I would love you to touch on that. We've got some really talented people that are on the call today that can actually help with mindset and hypnotherapy and brilliant ways of retraining the brain to feel courageous and confident about delivering your expertise. So, while we're talking about tech and while we're talking about practicalities, let's not also forget about the mindset of feeling confident on camera. So, if anybody wants to discuss that with me further, again, pop a yes into chat and I can introduce you to some really talented people that can get us out of our own head and get us in front of camera, being authentic, being ourselves. I did a pitch on what's today, Thursday, on Tuesday, and it's for investment on the product that I'm building. And it was my first one into practice. So it was like a bit of a dragon's den. And one of the bits of the feedback was you was really you. And I didn't really understand what that meant. I was like, what? And he's like, you was really you. And I was like, sorry, can you just tell me what you mean? And he's like, you was really authentic. And I was like, well, yeah, clearly, because I'm not going to be anything else. But sometimes when we're on camera, suddenly we do feel like we've got to, watch our P's and Q's and not swear and, not use slang. But actually being authentic and being you will help a potential customer, prospect customer, really understand very quickly whether you're the type of person that it can work with. So drop me a yes into chat if imposter syndrome might be a block to this before Jeremy gets onto the techie stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I would say as well, Emma, like I think it's with making video, I think the perception is out there that it is all about, what camera, what bits of microphone do I need, all this, which we'll cover in a second. But actually, mindset is huge. And obviously, everyone's journey in terms of getting that camera confidence is different. Um, but it really does require work. So don't think that you can just kind of muddle through if and also it'll take time as well. That's the other thing. It's like it's taken me a few years to get to this point where I'm happy to, and equally like you, Emma, sort of doing an in-person talk. I mean, like I was brooking it when I did my first in-person thing, but that's normal. And again, that comes back down to it's slightly out of my comfort zone. I'd really rather just be having a cup of tea and chatting to someone. But I made myself do it because actually the result I wanted, I knew that by doing that, I'd be reaching A, helping more people, and B, starting, a kind of to inspire people and all that, which is fantastic. For me, and this is only my thing, right? So everyone's different. I thought a massive thing for me was I want to help business. I believe that small business owners are the key to economic success. I genuinely believe that, because that we are where that we are the growth engine of the economy, and we are ignored a lot of the time. And I want to do my bit to empower as many business owners as possible to get out there on the same terms as the big blue chip companies, because I fundamentally secretly believe, it's not that much of a secret, that we do a better job anyway. You know, corporates are all well and good, but actually, I think, you know, what one person bans, small SMEs, and that, we are much more nimble. We adapt much more. We're much more innovative thinkers than a big old block full of people who've been there for 25 years in the same office. I just, but so, but don't let the point of this is to make sure that your goals, you articulate them, and you think about that rather than the little voice, on your shoulder going, no one wants to hear this. And by the way, imposter syndrome never goes away, I don't think. I mean, I still get it all the time. But it's about understanding and appreciating the value in what you're talking about. And so when anyone comments, goes, "Oh, that was a great thing," loads of light bulb moments, whatever, that's what I feed off. And it's not in an ego way, just to go, yeah, there is value in what I'm talking about. And like I was saying, all of you guys are experts in what you do. Okay. So never forget that, and almost try and focus on that and do what you need to do in terms of all the other work, in terms of mindset and all of that, to get yourself out there and get yourself visible and authentic. And again, you're not going to be the finished article. We never are, right? So, and you've just got to give yourself a little bit of grace to grow, and know that, like, the first videos you make, I mean, crikey, the first ones I was making sort of before lockdown were terrible, but you just, it's fine. You've got to get yourself out there and you've got to start. That's the main thing. You've just got to start. It's tiny, get 1% better with every single video you make, and then concentrate on the next step, the next step, the next step, rather than that massive mountain that's in front of you. Just keep on going and you'll get there. I promise.
You'll feel like
Anyway,
Rocky. You'll feel like Rocky. Right, bust some myths for us, Jeremy.
I'm going to bust some myths. I'm going to crack through this bit. Making videos expensive. It isn't, because you can use your phone. Start using your phone. So get off the back of this, right? I would love you to start talking to your phone. If you're, not that confident, you don't even have to record anything, but just normalize this thing. I'm talking to you, but I'm talking to you as people. Although there's a little lens thing, it's a webcam thing, I'm visualizing people. I'm talking to people. I'm having a conversation with you. That takes time to do, and it comes back to the mindset thing. You've got to practice. Very few people are amazing out of the box, but allow yourself to do that growing. This is a skill that you're developing. Um, you know, there are lots and lots of free tools that you can leverage that, most of the things have allow you to make 15 minutes of free video or half an hour or whatever. You can go and do that really easily. TikTok's free. All these platforms are free to use, so use them. But always think about your audience, right? That they are the beginning and the end. They're central to everything. So, smash out Loom's free as well. Loom is an amazing way of doing reach. If you're doing an email, put it on video. So much more personal, and the open rate's phenomenal. People will open more of anything with video in the title on a subject line. 30% increase in open rate. Mad, right? Anyway,
Video's
every
so
video has to go.
sexy.
Huh?
Video's so sexy.
It is, isn't it? Could you say that again, but with a little bit more conviction, Emma? Anyway, every video has to go viral for success. It doesn't. It doesn't. Very quick story. I have a friend who was part of he did a podcast all about writing books and stuff. They had this is when Trump was elected last time, they managed to get Bryan Cranston, who was the guy from Breaking Bad, on their podcast. He said something, I mean, contentious or not, whatever. He said something disparaging about Trump. It blew up. They, off the back of their podcast, were selling a course, like an academy thing, writing academy thing. So I was like, oh my God, Mark, that's amazing. Oh, it blew up. You're in the papers. It went all over the winter. Oh, phenomenal. So tell me, how, and you can get active in the chat. I want you to guess how many extra people they signed up as a result of them going viral for about a week across the globe. How many do you think extra people signed up to their course as a result?
I don't want to sound like a
Dimitri,
mark and give a guess, but Dimitri says three, so let's go with Dimitri's answer.
yeah, right, zero. No extra signups. No. So this whole thing about being viral, I mean, there could be a variety of reasons that their follow-up wasn't great or the landing page wasn't converting or whatever. But point is, virality is not necessarily the thing you should be chasing. It personally, I think it's a vanity metric. It's like saying I want a number one hit single. Great, okay. And then you'll want to write another one. Well, how do you if you could bottle it, do you not think people would have done it already? So just think about being authentic, serving your audience. You don't need, a lot of us as business owners, if I had 100 people decide they want to work with me, that would, one-to-one consulting. That's a hard nut to crack, right? I don't need that many
No, that's
people
that's
to be one
Nirvana.
to,
That's Nirvana. I was
yeah,
just
but do you know what I mean?
I do know what you
So
mean.
just yeah, so just think about what you want the end result to be. What also reverse engineer what you need as a business, and then adapt your methodology to get there. But do not think you need to go viral. Just concentrate on delivering value, helping people in every single video, and then iteratively getting better every single video you make. Get more value in it so that you're building a really active audience. There's a thing called 1,000 true fans, and there's a book and all the rest of it. But basically, the research is that you need for a small business normally online, you need around 1,000 people who will constantly come back to you and buy from you on an ongoing basis to have an amazingly sustainable. This is an online business, so like courses or something like that. But you only actually need, but it's 1,000, roughly 1,000 people is what you need for people to, and that's a really, really good living, a really, really good business. So you don't need millions and millions of people, is the point. Videos have to be perfect. Per Perfectionism, very common, but don't let perfectionism get in the way of getting your value out there, right? The way I work is there value in it to my audience? Is it, and am I doing it in the shortest possible time? So I'm honoring the time pressure that people are under. Yes, it's going out there. Even if the lighting isn't amazing, even if my hair's not great, even if my delivery wasn't the best, the fact is the value's in there. I'm going to get it out there. Done is better than perfect. And procrastination, right? Without sounding like someone who's done too many courses, but perfectionism very quickly turns into procrastination. So just start messy. This is the whole thing. Jump on your phone, start recording. You don't have to post everything. So you could just start the process of building your skill set and don't feel under pressure to post everything. And as soon as you're like, yeah, that's cool, and the value's good and it makes sense, get it out there and then repeat it, do it again, again, but in a way, you know, doing that batch producing like I was talking about earlier. So you're not just doing it sort of setting up your lights and all the rest of it and then doing it once. That's not an efficient way of doing it. But perfectionism, look at it, it's a good thing, but things will never be perfect. So get stuff out there because the best time to have started with video marketing was 5 years ago. Second best time now. Okay, do it. Anyway,
I love
I don't
it.
have time for video. I don't have time for video, but it's all about these workflows. Yeah. It's about understanding the calls on your time and how much time you can spend on getting these new people in and serving the people who are existing in your business so that they incentivizing them to come back to you and buy again. How much is that worth to your business? Yeah. But do it, set yourself up for success. Make sure you're being honest with yourself as well as a big one. How long is it going to take? Oh, I can rattle out a video in 20 minutes. No, you can't. Say it's going to be an hour. If you do it in 45, brilliant. Do you know what I mean? This is, I am terrible. I still am terrible at it. And my other half's brilliant because she's like, it takes you longer than that. What are you doing? And then you get annoyed, right? Because stuff takes you too long. Anyway, listen, you can do it. You absolutely can do it. And the thing is, everyone wants to build a house, but no one wants to build this foundation. Everyone's really excited about jumping in front of camera and buying kit and all of this stuff. people don't really want to talk about, well, that's all great, but without these foundations, it's you know, you're not going to build a really good house because it will fall down. Business goals. So this is the four pillars I want you to think about. Business goals. Why are you making the video? So each video in and of itself needs to have a goal. Is this video, what's the call to action going to be? Is it to get other people to watch another video? Is it to jump on a phone call with me? What is it? Where is it in the customer journey, right? Customer journey is the process from taking someone from not knowing who you are through to getting to know you a bit more, taking them deeper and getting to know all of the, how you can help them in more detail. And then they'll go and they'll be the decision stage where you take them and they're like, oh yeah, I definitely want to work with Emma. She's amazing. Okay. And then how do you work? How do you get them into your sales process? What does that look like? Is it a phone call? Make sure this stuff's planned. And then, once they've worked with you and they're into that lovely, they're a customer, how am I going to make sure they come back? How am I going to keep them in the loop and say, oh, I've got this thing. I know we work together doing this. There, you bought this product. Here's how you can use it. All of this stuff is all fertile soil for other videos. Okay. But it's you need to plot that out and work out.
You don't have to do everything on day one, right? Just do one, test it, see how it lands. Fiona and I were looking at TikTok videos for Fiona's fantastic dog grooming business. If anybody's got a pooch, please do check out Free to Live, not Free to Love. For months, I've been saying Free to Love. It's not Free to Love, it's Free to Live dog products that are going to make your pooch feel perfect. But we were talking about TikTok and like how much video and how many times you've got to post, and like let's just do one thing, 30 seconds. And I know Jeremy will be talking about the mechanics of video. Do one thing, test it, see how it lands. And I've got a client in America who's doing Tuscany retreats. It sounds awful, and she was doing very much like text and picture based posts. And we had one of our roadmap sessions where I meet clients one to one, and I said, please, please, please switch that to a video on Insta where you're talking about the beauty of the Tuscan landscape. And she did it. And what went from an Instagram post that could have been written by a tourist board went to video of her talking about the day that she rediscovered her passion for life in Tuscany, the glass of, I don't know, Chianti or whatever it is they drink in Tuscany. And that emotion she hit with her um, prospect customers that she wants to bring to the retreat in April got her, I think, my maths very quickly, but she 10 times the amount of engagement and views on one Instagram reel than she had on all the posts that she'd done previously. And I texted her and said, like, oh, brilliant, I saw your video, people loved it. And she got comments and she got likes. She's inspired. She'll now do more video because she sees it's had a really quick effect. So just do one little thing. But Jeremy, we've got 15 minutes, so I'm going to stop talking. Back to you.
Lovely. Emotion, you absolutely hit the nail on the head when you talk about emotion. It's about connecting on that level because that's people buy with emotion and they justify with logic. So when you're doing things to do with video and your products or services, get to that place where you're talking about how it's going to make them feel when they get to that desired, after state, like we called it, they're now in this place, and then you can go to this Tuscany thing and oh my God, it's going to be amazing. And, imagine how that makes you feel. And again, a brilliant example of someone being, sharing their authentic experience about what something made them feel. And suddenly they become much more relatable. Absolutely. I mean, it's what we've been doing for years on things like X Factor and BGT, always getting to the emotion of the thing,
You
because
name
that's what people relate to.
Jeremy.
Sorry, I'll stop it. When I was working on, all the big shows, but no, I mean, this is the thing. Actually, is model stuff that they do on Netflix, model stuff that they do on broadcast TV. Call to action. Coming up next. Hell's Kitchen. You see Gordon shouting, throwing something over, throwing a plate around, and then they go to a break. Tell you what, you're going to come back because you want to know how did that happen? What led up to that? All these things that we've been doing for years in movie trailers, you know, up next, I mean, look at American TV. It's literally every 5 minutes they do a recap. But it's those are the things that keep people engaged. So it's about borrowing from that and then in putting it in our own content because the reason they do it is because it works, you know. Anyway, audience, who's the video helping? Who's it for? Who are we talking to? You need to really understand. And again, like Emma's just saying about her client there, brilliant. It's about understanding her audience, what makes them tick, the emotions, how do they feel at a particular moment? Investment, what resources does it need? Time, obviously, and maybe some money, you know, but be understand what you're going to need to invest in this. Customer journey, we've talked about from, you know, where they're right now to where they want to get to, and where do the videos fit along that line. No point sending people to a testimonial video if they've only just met you because you've not demonstrated your value yet. They don't know who you are. It's a bit like it's a bit like me on YouTube going, "Hi, this video is going to be about X, Y, and Z. It's going to be great. By the way, like and subscribe." What? I've not told you anything yet. I've not demonstrated. I've not. The whole point, give before you get back. Yeah, give and don't. The other thing as well.
And
The other
keep giving.
don't. Yeah, exactly. I was going to say that. Don't expect stuff in return. Just give and share. Just share, right? Don't go, oh, I'm going to keep this bit back because you that will come across if you're as being slightly shady. Because oftentimes, particularly when it comes to service businesses, you know, oh, like I'm giving away my IP and all the rest of it. Or no, because actually, what most of the time happens is people go, "That's great. I can see, you know, how you do stuff and all the rest of it, and why you want to do it and all the rest of it." But actually, I need the issue. For most people, the issue is the implementation of it, and that's why they're going to go to you. It's not because how you do it. It's because of you helping them, guiding them through the process, you know? Be intentional. So, what do you want your viewers to think, feel, or do off the back of a video? Think about that. Know what you want the outcome of each video to be before you make it. And make sure every single video and blog post and post on, you've got to tell people there's got to be a reason for it. Otherwise, you're just adding to the noise. Okay. And it doesn't
Just
have to
on
be silly at all.
just on that, business owners really should be getting about 14 assets from every single video they create. So once we've got a video, we can very easily create a podcast, a blog, social media, a lead magnet, blah, blah, blah. And I can help you do that. Don't think that the video just stops at video. It can be spun, it can be changed to the nth degree. And you can get so much value out of one thing when you do that.
Totally. And also play it, plan. Again, this is why you need to be planning stuff kind of separately almost, is because you need to go, okay, I'm going to make a video about this. This video then is going to lead on to that one, which is going to lead on to that one. All of this, or when you then post stuff and people are going from video to video to video on your content, that is sending all the right noises to the social media platforms and to things like YouTube. So think in series. If you've got a big thing to talk about, like you know, really distill it down to the atomic units of what you're talking about. And awareness videos, when people don't know who you are, they're not going to want to spend half an hour with you. They might want to spend 2 minutes with you. So do stuff in 2 minute increments when you're doing awareness content. And awareness content is all about, you know, how understanding, you know, empathizing with where they are and setting out, listen, you might be feeling X, you might be feeling Y, you might have this result happening in your business or whatever it is. But don't worry, and you're offering them hope. What you're not saying is, buy my stuff. You're not. You're literally just going, I understand how you feel. And don't worry, there's a way through this, and I can help you. Click on the video on the screen in a minute where I'll go into more detail about one way of you being able to get out of the situation you're in. You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah.
trying to talk in a generic way, but that's what we need to be doing. So knowing your audience, critical, critical, critical. Video creators who know the audience best will win. It's a psychographics thing. It's the motivations and the headspace you want to be understanding, as well as age, where they are, education, that kind of good stuff. It's all about how your products and services can help your people. And also think about what searches are they typing in on Google to get to your content. Okay. Also, so invest time in creating custom avatars, which are like there's a sort of a sort of a character study of that type of person. You can name them, but it will give you a really good, you might serve different groups of people in your business, and that's normal. So spend that time really getting to know your people. And it's a type of person rather than individual, but name them, and then everything you create, you're saying, okay, is, Startup Sally going to resonate with this content? Yeah, great, it's going out. No, okay, I'm not posting it. But fundamentally, this is the key one. Your audience needs to be front and center for every single thing you do. Also, be commercial. What inputs am I putting in terms of time and money, and what ROI am I getting out? What are the results? And that's why tracking and measuring and stuff like that is so key, right? How much do new customers bring into my business? Know that figure. So work out your customer lifetime value. Okay. Um,
Can I
Emma.
just add in there, Jeremy? If anybody is struggling with reporting, do drop me a yes into chat. It's really hard for business owners to get a report from Facebook, a report from LinkedIn, a report from Google Analytics all in one place. And I think we've got Jenny Duff on the screen. Jenny, I'm hoping that you would nod at the benefit that you've seen from having a one-page report, because you've got a clear, simple view holistically about what your entire marketing business is, the marketing for your business is doing. So that can really help get you to understand kind of what Jeremy's talking about in terms of, if I do this on video, what will it bring in terms of website traffic, and of those website visitors, how many left me a contact form, for example.
Yeah, exactly. And again, it's that thing of what gets measured gets improved. And again, it's that whole structure thing, you know. And I don't know why it's taking me so long to work that out, but it is all about the systems and frameworks you put in place, those reports that you get. Make it simple for yourself. And that's sometimes you need help, rather than spending 3 hours trying to work out how to get a report you want out of analytics, go to someone who knows what they're doing and go, can you do it for me? And that's what I want. You want almost like a dashboard going, right, these are what the numbers are doing. Great. Is that a good thing? Yeah, great, fantastic. Wait, let's do more of it, or let's not. That's not working. That post didn't land very well, or that video's not tracked as well as we thought it would do. But you're then doing stuff and you're making decisions based on data, not based on what you think's going on. Because
Finger
it's
in the
very,
air.
yeah, yeah. I mean, so easy to do, anyway, customer journey, you need to be making sure you're showing the right stuff to the right people at the right time in their journey. Otherwise, it's not going to resonate and it won't land and they won't do what you want them to do anyway. You know what I mean? And it will feel a bit weird sometimes. Um, so make sure you plot out your touch points. Yes, Paris, I see you and I hear you, and I am going to whistle through this next bit. Your video content should fit into an overall structure. So that's the framework, the customer journey. You're doing some awareness. And again, like Emma said, this is a thing that you end up with. This isn't like you need to do this before you launch anything. This is an iterative process, is where you want to end up. And it may take months to do this, but just know that this is what you're building towards. Okay. Don't let this be an overwhelm thing where you don't get started. Okay. But just know that you're going to have to make different styles of videos, the different parts of that customer journey. That's the main thing. Okay. So invest time in mapping that out. Okay. And understanding it for your business. Let me know in the chat. Is this making sense to you? Okay, so this is the business video success system. These are the moving bits of to good. I'm glad, Paris. Thank you. Um, of all the different elements of creating video. Lots of people, when they go, oh, video, they think about this bit, the creating, presenting, which we're coming on to in a second. But actually, it's the foundations. You've got to do the research. You've got to base the research on data. Okay. Then you've got to actually film it and do all that good stuff. And then it's that consistency bit, so that you can do it on an ongoing basis. This is a marathon, not a sprint. Let's talk about kit. Uh,
And I'm hoping you're not going to say we need a load of wires and expensive bits of machinery.
no wires.
No,
No, absolutely. I'm very anti-wire, me.
good.
Um, so start with your phone. Start with your phone. Start with your phone. You don't need iPhones, Samsungs, whatever flavor you're on. They're all very good. So start with that. Okay. Then you can go on something like this, which is a little webcam thing, 150 quid. Listen, there's a guy on YouTube, amazing Artisan Electrics. He's called. He's from like Cambridge. He's built his business really, sort of skyrocketed it by using YouTube really well. He was using his iPhone and a laptop with iMovie, which is free, it's a free piece of software you get when you get a Mac. He was doing that until he got to 45,000 subscribers. So you don't need to, again, don't let this be a barrier to you starting. Use your phone, get practicing right now is what I'd say. Then sure, go to these lovely, sexy vlogging cameras, ZV-1, 600 quid, but invest, make sure you're getting some results, I would
Yeah,
say,
before you
before
do
you
that.
start. Yeah, definitely. You don't need to worry about kit, lighting and all of that. To use daylight or a ring light. Unless you've got glasses like me, bins, then you need two bits of light, from 45 degrees. I'm not going to get too into that now. We can sort that out another day. But the key thing, right, if you're on your phone, is making sure you've got good sound. People will, people will put up with a wobbly shot or two, but they won't stay on your content if they can't hear what you're saying. So the one thing you need to buy and invest in is a decent microphone if you're filming on your phone. Well, even if you're making any video content. So this here on the right is called a lavalier mic, also a personal or a tie mic. I use a brand called Rode. They're fantastic. They're bulletproof. They're made from there's an Australian brand. Sure, you can go onto Amazon and get something for 12 quid, 15 quid, but guess what? It breaks. I did that. I did a month's worth of stuff, and then they just use rubbish components, right? The stuff on Amazon. So invest what you can afford to invest.
Yeah.
Buy one really good quality mic that's going to last you for years, is what I would say personally. So if you've got a lavalier mic like this on the right hand side, you can see basically it will plug into your phone. Now, you need to make sure that you're getting the right one for the model of your phone. And if you do a little Google search, it will tell you. And Amazon's very good. If you're on Amazon, this is worse. This works for this phone, that phone, that phone. Literally plug it in. You download an app if you've got the Rode one, and it allows you to access all of the functionality of recording good sound. Okay. If you're outside, you need to make sure you buy a wind gaggle, one of those little fluffy things, okay, that sits on the top of the microphone. You absolutely need that. It's also called a dead cat. My beautiful assistant I've got a very large. Well, it's not about size, folks. This is called a gun mic. It's basically like the one on the bottom left there. So this is very directional. This is the kind of stuff that we use in professional land, but you do need a fluffy. Even if there's a tiny breath of breeze, when you get into the edit, it will go like that, and you'll go, it's unusable. So please use that.
And
If you're wanting to
people
remove,
can reach out, can't they, on the techie
yeah,
side as well,
absolutely,
Jeremy?
absolutely.
Yeah,
Any kind of kit stuff, right?
yeah.
I'm going to crack on. Editing, big thing. I'm going to glance over this. You can start by using video creating platforms like Wave.video, Vidyard's another one. In Video, there are lots of them. It's a bit like even use Canva to start with. Okay, it's templated. It makes it very easy to get going. And then if you're wanting to get slightly more into the weeds about it, Descript is amazing. It's a game changer. It's this one here on the top right. It basically uploads your video file. It transcribes it. Amazing. You then edit as if you're cutting and pasting and chopping and changing a Word document. Super, super intuitive. Amazing, right? And out of that, you can then export. You can use that and go, oh, this bit would be a good clip. And then you right click and then you say save as another video. It's amazing. Yeah, CapCut is very good, Emma. Absolutely. So editing apps, Descript, Adobe Rush is very good. iMovie free if you've got Macs. Filmora is also very good. Okay, but the point is they are making these easier to use, not harder. So if you've had a block on editing as a thing, you don't need to worry. And also, if you're doing stuff on things like TikTok or Reels or whatever, you do it it's all part of
In there.
the
Yeah.
in there. So you don't need to worry about it. Right. Forget polished. Go on, Emma.
I was just going to say, I'm really conscious that I want to take people's questions. So I'm going
Yes.
to, if it's okay, Jeremy, unless you've got anything burning on the next slide, it'd be
No, no,
helpful.
no. We're all good. We've covered
Let's
the
just,
kits, so let's leave it there.
let's get some Q&As and kind of takeaways and maybe things that people didn't know they didn't know. Any
So
questions? Oh,
So I've got a question up here. So Marina's asking, what are the different styles of videos? And I'm assuming, Marina, you were talking about the ones in the customer journey section. So you just need to be aware. So if people have just literally come into your world, you want to be making helpful videos, by which I mean educational videos that are about the issues that people have that then lead them to your product or service. What you're not doing is creating a video about for that particular stage about your product or service, because that comes later. Because you've got to empathize first and go, I get where you are, people, my audience. And actually, there are a number of solutions to the problem you've got. And one of them I'm going to talk about in the next video. And that's where you can start setting up. So we're another video in on the chain now, and we're going to talk about potentially, this product or this solution could help you. But what you're not saying is it's the only thing you can do, because that isn't true. Okay. So, and then things like testimonials, again, that's great for decision stage. Um, you know, but what you need to bear in mind, that the way to sort of visualize it is it's the equivalent to running into a bar of people you've never met before and just running up to some random and go, marry me, is the equivalent of just putting a product or a sales video in front of someone straight away. Like they don't know who you are, they don't know the value you bring, they don't know how you can help them. The thing is, as well, brutally, it's not about us, it's never about us. There's a slight caveat to that later on in the kind of customer journey. It's all about when people come into our world, they care about, can we help them alleviate the problem they've got at that moment? That's all they care about, yes or no. It's binary. So you need to, that's why the videos are short and they are absolutely to the point. So it's not big old introductory graphics, lots of swirly backstory about me and how I struggled and this, that. They don't care about me. They want to know, can I help them with the thing they've typed into Google? And so when you're doing your intro, how do you, I'll come to that in a sec, Julie, but it's literally in this video, I'm going to tell you how you can do this, that, and the other so that you can achieve the goal they want to achieve. That's why we need to understand the intrinsic and extrinsic motivations when it comes to our audience, because we need to articulate that. I'm going to help you do this, that, and that, so you can do this in this video. And then you get straight to the value. No big waffle, straight to the value.
Jeremy, I'm going to finish up now if it's okay, and I know that Julie and you can chat about Julie's follow-up question. I'm going to do one coming up next, and I'm going to do one next steps. So my coming up next actually is for Julie. We're going to be doing one like this on how to make sense of the numbers in your business, which is crucial from a solo entrepreneur point of view. So I'm really excited about that. More details coming up on that. So I did my own diff moment there. And secondly, Jeremy, I could listen to you the whole time, and I think we've had some really great feedback on there. We haven't got so much time to carry on. I want to stay with you all day, but we can't. So please do watch out for the email in your inbox, which will give you details to book in a personal discovery call with Jeremy. He can teach you all of this and more. We're going to be doing a lot more joint work together, Jeremy and I, in our digital marketing roadmap. So if you've enjoyed today, please do look out for those emails. And Jeremy, you've been amazing. I just wanted to do another shout out to somebody else on the call that also knows Alan Deck. But genuinely, Jeremy, thank you so much for your no nonsense contribution. If anybody does want to take themselves off mute and say anything, leave any feedback, give us your aha moments, please do feel free. But just genuinely amazing. I could do it every day. Thank you.
Thank you guys for investing your time with us. I really appreciate it.
Thanks very much.
Pleasure.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you, Jeremy.
It's a
Thank
pleasure.
you very much. Thank you.
Take care.
Hi, Jeremy. That was really helpful. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thanks so much, Brian.
Brian's the other friend of Ant and Deck, Jeremy.
Really?
I've just seen him.
I met them last year. They were staying in the same hotel as us, so they were really good with my kids.
They are proper pros. They're lovely boys.
But my children were more impressed with Stephen Mulhern, to be fair.
I'll tell him that. He'll like that. No, exactly. I won't.
All right. Thanks for a great workshop. I'll check you both.
Pleasure.
Cheers, Emma.
See you at Sainsbury's, Brian.
Take care. What's that, sorry?
See you at Sainsbury's.
Yes, we'll do. Yeah. Take care of yourself.
Bye. Oh, Jeremy, do Ant and Dec have dogs?
Oh gosh, that's quite a do you know I don't know that the answer to that question.
Find out and give
There's
us some products from Fiona.
oh yeah, I can do that, definitely. Yeah, yeah, I will do.
Julie, Fiona wants so Fiona, Julie would like your details as well if you want to pop them into chat. I'm going to stop recording now. Thank you, everybody who's watching on the replay.